Hi everyone, this is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Hope you guys are keeping well, and welcome to anyone new. Welcome back everyone. These are the new Google Pixel Buds 2. I'm going to go through all the features, pros and cons, and I'm going to compare them to stuff like AirPods here. As you can see, these are Apple's AirPods. Also, these are the Anker, which are pretty good Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros, and just for good measure, because they're sort of in the price bracket, these are the NuraLoops. So first of all, let's talk about what you get in the box. In the box, you actually get the earphones themselves, which are here. If I take one of these buds out, you can see they have sensors on there, so they stop their play pause capability. They have this little wingtip, just like so. But if I put them in the ears, and if you look at the case, you'll see that there's a charge light to show you what the buds, how to charge the buds are, and there's a light here. The nice thing about these have a Qi charging case, so I can put it on my pad down there and they charge no problem. So if I put one of these in my ears, you just put it in, then you just keep twisting, and you can see they're very, very flush in the ear. So from that point of view, it works extremely well. There is a companion app as well. So if I grab my phone here and I'll show you the companion app. Let me just put both these in the ears briefly, because that way, and I will say once you have these in, they are very comfortable and they do not fall out. So you can wear these for quite some time, and their profile is really small, which I think is a bonus. So I'm just going to open up the Pixel Buds app and you should be able to see what that looks like. All the options there. So you have a left and a right side. What I have found is if I particularly use one side more than another for the voice assistant stuff, that battery goes down faster than the one I'm not using. You have Google Assistant preferences. You can find the device. You have touch controls. At the moment, if I'll just show you what they are, you cannot change those. They are fixed. But one thing I will say about touch controls is they work really well. Like the volume, you can just slide this side here, the right, and slide it back and forth to adjust the volume, and it's so smooth. It's probably one of the best touch sensitivities I've actually felt on a headphone. And there's like, so you can lower the volume, one tap, play pause. Previous track is double previous track or repeat, triple tap, single tap to answer a call. End or reject calls, double tap or triple tap, and press and hold to hear your assistant. But all these things work, and you can reply and ask it questions, no problem at all. You also have something called adaptive sound, so you can adjust the sound according to your environment. Hopefully these are in focus when you're looking at them. And it has in-ear detection automatically turned on. You can turn that on or off. And you have firmware updates. These, just to give you some idea, are on firmware 296, as you can see. So from a comfort, usability, these are IPX4, so they're actually good for working out in the gym. But the main thing is, what I do like is they're very, very light. So how do they compare? Let's just take these off a second so I can hear everything. In terms of multi-point capability, they don't have multi-point. Talking about more of what I found in real use and using these, they claim they have 5 hours of battery time. Well, if you listen at a reasonable volume, yes, that is the case. You will get 5 hours. The buds themselves have 5 hours. The case themselves, the whole case, holds a 24-hour charge for listening to music. But if you're using it to talk, everything's half. So it's 5 hours of music for the buds, but 2.5 hours of talk time. The case is 24 hours, but again, if you just wanted to talk solidly, you'd get 12 hours of talk time. I don't know anybody that talks for 12 hours non-stop. A 10-minute charge, give 2 hours of music and 1 hour of talk time. In terms of some other features, these buds, if I take them out again, despite their size, and they are absolutely tiny things, these are the white finish, which I quite like. They have dual beaming mics and a voice detecting accelerometer and gyroscope, dual IR sensors, and in-ear detection of play and pause. And you can use both independently as well. There's no video lag at all. What I will say is that I've seen some reports that this wingtip may not fit everyone. I disagree, because what happens is you twist them, you put them in, you keep twisting it, so this wingtip here, this piece, sort of goes down, it doesn't stick out, so it will cause a problem if you don't twist it enough. The idea is to have it really enclosed. I think it's great for workouts because they just won't fall out and they're really light. But how do they compare feature-wise? And I'll talk about sound quality as well when I compare them to the others. So, if we pick up first of all AirPods here and the Pixel Buds, how do these two compare? These are the second gen, so they also wireless charging, and I think really what you have here is Google's answers to AirPods. These stay in the ears, these are better for working out, these aren't. If you have an iPhone, then you use these, although I would recommend if you are working out, these are probably just as good to have. Sound quality between the two, I think it's very difficult. These probably have a better treble response. These have better bass overall, that's because they're plugged in. Neither have noise cancellation. This has passive because of how they fit into the ears. These fit just inside the ear, so they don't have any noise cancellation at all. Neither are great if you're on a noisy train. You'll put the volume up too loud and damage your ears. So that's that. How do they compare to these Anker? Let's take one of these out. Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros, which I've reviewed separately. Well, these are massive in size. They are considerably bulkier. If you look at the size of the two cases side by side, they're completely, really bulky. These do have a wireless charging case, so that's good. So do these have epic bass. These have sub bass at a different level to these. But they are bigger, but they do have wing clips, so I'll come back to that. And the only other one I've got here which I wanted to compare, because they're more money, so those Soundcores, official retail RRP 139, but they are pretty much always on offer. So I will leave some links. I mean, you can get them nearer to £100 even, so the Ankers are quite good value. These are the NuraLoops. These have a huge profile. With these, they clip over the ear, so behind the ear. So again, for working out, these are very good. These work with do a proper hearing test. Optoacoustics is what's the technology being used, and they produce this great sound quality that's personalised, and then you can adjust the bass completely. So let's just talk more about how the sound quality of these compare in more depth to everything else. So I would call these very neutral sounding. They don't over exaggerate the bass. They try and keep the treble and the mids and the bass all very clear and concise. They have lovely sound in that respect, but they seem to lack a lot of sub bass. There's no EQ on these. So with the Liberty Ankers, Liberty 2 Pros, it's got a whole app where it's just the hearing ID thing, but it has all these preset EQs from famous people, plus you can do your own custom EQ, and they really just explode in whole volume sound. They sometimes have a tiny bit of white noise, but nothing to worry about. All Bluetooth pretty much do. All the headphones you've seen there don't have video lag. These are probably the smallest, I say the most comfortable and the lowest profile at all out of all of them. But I say their sound is not very fulfilling. They don't have noise cancellation. They have an element of passive noise cancellation, but it's not a lot. The Ankers feel like they would have a bit more noise, passive noise cancellation. And the reason I brought the NuraLoops at the end in is that they do have noise cancellation. They are £200, but they will literally block everything out without ruining the sound itself. So, I mean, I'm in two minds about it. These cost at the moment £179. They're not my favourite, I'll be totally honest. But if you want something that charges wirelessly, has a really slim profile, you do a lot of workouts in the gym where you want something really small, these could fit the bill because they are tiny. You would buy them because you have a Google device or an Android phone and you have notifications coming through and you want to be able to play the notifications without picking your phone up, because it can read the notifications and you can reply to a lot of them as well, and you can ask Google questions and stuff like that. So these are Google's answer to Apple's AirPods. That's the best way of putting it. There's pros and cons on each. I hope this helps you decide whether you want to pair yourself. This is Gavin from Gavin's Gadgets. Take care, guys. Any questions, ask below. I'll put links to everything in there where possible. So especially those Ankers, I still think if you want a price bracket of budget conscious, I think these Ankers are phenomenal for the price. So that normally official RRP is 139, but you'll find that the price varies from that down to just over 100, like 110 or 119. But I'll put the link on for that, so you can check those out. If you want the ultimate in bass and noise cancellation, so for me, when I will travel on trains or commute on aeroplanes, whenever that happens again, these will be my commuting pair. No shadow on that, a doubt. These are fantastic. They also have an ambience mode as well. There's no ambient sound on these either. Maybe some updates, firmware updates will add some features, I don't know. At the moment, you've got to want the size for them, the IPX4, because you work out and you want a small profile and you want to have those notifications, or you're a Google fan. They're quite nice otherwise. Anyway, questions below. Catch you guys soon.